Let me ask you something powerful right now. What would happen if, just for a moment, you focused not on what's missing, but on what's already there? Because here's the truth: gratitude is not just a feel, good emotion. It's a force, a power source, a game changer. It's the reset button for your mind, your energy, and your entire life. People are out here searching for happiness, chasing success, craving fulfillment, but they're stepping over the very thing that unlocks all of it: gratitude. Gratitude is the fuel that ignites change. When you're grateful, fear disappears. When you're grateful, anger dissolves. When you're grateful, stress has no power. You cannot feel fear and gratitude at the same time. You cannot feel pain and gratitude at the same time. It shifts your state instantly. See, most people think gratitude is reserved for the big moments, the promotions, the vacations, the victories, but the real power lies in finding gratitude in the small things. The breath you just took, the person next to you, the opportunity to try again today. When you start appreciating life as it is, instead of waiting for it to become something else, everything changes. Why? Because gratitude changes your focus, and where focus goes, energy flows. If you're constantly focused on what you lack, what's broken, or what's wrong, you're training your brain to look for problems. You're reinforcing suffering, but when you shift to appreciation, your brain starts rewiring. It starts looking for what's good, what's working, what's possible. That shift creates momentum. That momentum creates power. Now listen, this doesn't mean you ignore the pain. It doesn't mean you pretend everything is perfect, but it does mean you find strength in the storm. Gratitude allows you to own your experience, no matter what's happening. It says, this may not be what I wanted, but I'm going to find the gift in it anyway, and the gift is always there if you're willing to look. Make this part of your daily ritual, not just once in a while, every single day. Before you check your phone, before you touch your goals, touch your gratitude, take a breath and feel what's already working in your life. Anchor yourself in that feeling. Let it flood your nervous system. Because when you live in that space, you show up different, you lead different, you love different, you create from a place of fullness, not desperation. Gratitude is not the end of growth, it's the foundation of it. So if you want to change your life, start with what's already good. Start with the miracle of now. Don't wait until everything's perfect. Be grateful now. Watch your life transform. Because when you master gratitude, you master your life. Gratitude is not just a nice idea or a feel, good emotion. It is a radical tool that instantly shifts your emotional state. When you tap into gratitude, your entire internal chemistry begins to change. It's almost impossible to feel fear, anger, resentment, or stress in the same moment that you're deeply and authentically feeling grateful. That's the incredible power it holds. We live in a world where stress is constant, where we're always thinking ahead, always trying to fix or reach or control something, and in that race we forget what we already have. Gratitude snaps us out of that cycle. It brings us back into the present moment with clarity, with calm, with power. When something triggers you, when anxiety, fear, or frustration start to creep in, you don't have to fight it, you just have to shift. And gratitude is the fastest way to do it. Let's say you're overwhelmed by a situation that feels out of your control. Instead of spiraling, take a breath and focus on just one thing you're grateful for. Maybe it's the strength to face the challenge. Maybe it's the fact that you're alive and breathing. Maybe it's someone in your life who supports you. It doesn't have to be big. In fact, the smaller and more specific it is, the more powerful it can feel. That moment of gratitude changes your emotional state, and when your emotional state changes, your behavior follows, your decisions shift, your energy rises, you become more resourceful, more grounded, more alive. It's not magic, it's biology. When you experience gratitude, your body releases dopamine and serotonin, chemicals that boost your mood and create a sense of peace and well-being. Your nervous system begins to calm. Your heart rate slows. Your brain stops scanning for danger and starts recognizing possibility. You return to a centered place where real choices can be made. Because let's face it, you don't make your best decisions when you're panicked, angry, or scared. You make them when you're aligned, when you feel safe and capable. And that's what gratitude gives you access to. Most people wait for good things to happen so they can feel good. But those who understand the power of gratitude flip the script. They feel grateful first, and then the good things come. Why? Because they've trained themselves to see them. Gratitude isn't passive, it's a decision, it's a habit, it's a state of being that, when practiced consistently, creates a powerful emotional foundation. It gives you control over your inner world even when the outer world is uncertain. So the next time your emotions start to run away from you, don't fight them, don't suppress them, just pause and choose gratitude. It will change everything in that moment. It will put you back in the driver's seat of your mind and your life. That's the true power of gratitude. It gives you back your power. Gratitude is more than just a feeling. It's a powerful tool that rewires your brain and transforms your focus. The human mind is conditioned to scan for problems. It's a survival mechanism, a part of our evolutionary design to help us detect threats. But the challenge is that in modern life, this instinct doesn't just keep us safe, it keeps us stuck. We wake up and immediately think about what's missing, what's wrong, what hasn't been done. That negative focus becomes our default state. But when you consciously practice gratitude, you interrupt that cycle. You shift your mind from scarcity to abundance, from problems to possibilities, from pressure to presence. Gratitude is about training your mind to look for what's right instead of what's wrong. It's about choosing to focus on what you have instead of what you lack. And that shift in focus creates a shift in energy. When you focus on what's good, your emotional state rises. You feel more capable, more hopeful, more empowered. And when your energy rises, your performance changes. Your interactions improve, you show up differently in the world. People feel that energy, they respond to it. It creates a ripple effect, not only in how you experience your own life, but in how others experience you. You begin to realize that life isn't happening to you, it's responding to your focus. When you live in a state of lack, constantly thinking you're not enough or that you don't have enough, you create resistance. But when you live in a state of appreciation, you create momentum. That momentum opens doors, attracts opportunities, and gives you access to ideas and insights you wouldn't have noticed otherwise. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect to be grateful. You have to decide to be grateful where you are. That's when the transformation begins. What you feed your mind, it multiplies. If you feed it stress and fear, you'll see more of it. But if you feed it gratitude, your brain will start filtering your experience through a different lens. It will start searching for what's beautiful, what's working, what's possible. Over time, this becomes your new mental habit. You begin each day scanning for blessings instead of burdens. You walk into rooms looking for connection instead of conflict. You take on challenges not with dread but with determination. This is not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing which part of reality you want to magnify. And that choice, repeated consistently, becomes your emotional home. It becomes your identity. Gratitude isn't just something you feel, it's something you live. It's a discipline that turns into a lifestyle, and that lifestyle builds a foundation for happiness, success, and fulfillment that doesn't get shaken by circumstances. Gratitude changes your focus, and your focus changes everything. Gratitude is often misunderstood as a passive emotion, something you feel only when life is going well, but the real power of gratitude is found when things aren't going well. When you're in the middle of struggle, when life throws the unexpected at you, when you're hurt, lost, or disappointed, that's when gratitude becomes a true act of strength. It's easy to feel grateful when everything's flowing. But when you can find appreciation in the middle of pain, that's when you rise. That's when you build resilience. That's when you start to grow in ways you never imagined. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything's okay. It doesn't mean denying your feelings or ignoring your challenges. It means choosing to look deeper. It means asking, what is this moment trying to teach me, instead of, why is this happening to me? That single shift in mindset changes your entire approach to adversity. Suddenly, you're not just surviving the hard moments, you're learning from them, you're using them as fuel to become stronger, wiser, and more intentional. Think about the most powerful people you admire, the ones who lead with strength, grace, and authenticity. Most of them didn't get there because life was easy. They got there because they chose to find meaning in their pain. They turned heartbreak into purpose, failure into wisdom, and setbacks into setups for something greater. And at the heart of that transformation was gratitude, because gratitude allows you to find value in the experience, even when the experience hurts. When you practice gratitude in difficult times, you're taking ownership of your perspective. You're refusing to let circumstances define your identity. You're saying, this may be hard, but I'm still in control of how I respond. That's a powerful place to live from. It means you're not a victim of life, you're a student of it. You see the lesson, you see the growth, and when you can be grateful for the growth, even while you're in the process, you build something inside you that no one can take away. This mindset doesn't develop by accident. It comes from choosing again and again to find the gift. Sometimes the gift is obvious. Sometimes it's buried deep under pain and confusion, but it's always there. Gratitude doesn't remove the struggle, but it gives you the strength to face it with courage and clarity. It becomes your anchor when everything around you feels unstable, and over time something incredible happens. You begin to trust yourself more. You begin to see yourself as capable of handling whatever life throws your way. You become less reactive, more grounded, more resilient. Gratitude becomes your edge, not because it makes life easier, but because it makes you stronger. In the end, gratitude is not about being naive or ignoring difficulty. It's about developing the emotional muscle to grow through it. It's not just a way to feel better, it's a way to become better, and that, ultimately, is the most powerful kind of strength there is.